Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. It's Saturday. I don't know that it's terribly happy, but we're going to do our best here. Uh, Thanks for joining us. This is Saturdays for Sanity. You're watching the Mayday Network. I'm Michelle Kinney. I'm here with Julie Roginski.
Hey, everybody. We got to
This
brand
is
the show, Michelle.
we really do, and it's just there's so much branding, so little time. It's this is the thing. We originally started doing this show at this time slot. I don't know, a little less than a year. I don't know, 8-9 months ago. We did it with Tara and JoJo, and then schedules and all these things, and so it's just kind of Julie and I as the staple shower uppers here, and this is kind of the thing that we want to come together once a week to try to keep ourselves sane from all of the chaos and the bad news, but without ignoring it or pretending we're oblivious to it. So Julie, tell me what's going on. How are you doing? How's
All right.
Pennsylvania? How's Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania is a little dreary today. I'm looking out the window. If people could probably see, it's a little foggy and dreary and cold and rainy. And I have a crazy weekend of work ahead of me, nonstop all weekend. I'm just having a crazy month. So I didn't really sleep well last night, which is why I'm a little late because I'm a little slow getting going this morning because I just sometimes I don't know if people have this where you just like sit there and you ruminate about all the things you need to do. And then of course you can't turn your mind off.
It's literally me every day. Yeah.
And I'm, of course, because as you know, I am a lame nerd. I'm reading a book. I think a really interesting book about Catherine Howard, who was the fifth of Henry VIII's 6 wives. And it's very nerdy and it's very interesting, and I could not put it down.
Did you go see 6 on Broadway? Did you see that?
Did not go see 6. Everybody keeps telling me to go see 6. But the problem for me is, as you know, I'm that annoying person when it comes to that stuff. So I can't.
You just gotta let go. Just gotta let go.
I know. Frozen has given me the way to do it, but I just cannot let it go when it comes to certain things. I totally get it. Like, you're not going to convince me that I'm.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. No, not bad dreams, Jacques. I actually wasn't dreaming. I just wasn't sleeping.
Yeah. And by the way, everybody tell us where you're tuning in from this morning, because I'll throw it up on the screen. I'm going to start here at the let's see, like the 10:03 mark on the chat. I'm bad. I scroll. It's not a good situation.
Oh, I scroll too. And then when I get
it's not good. And then I'm like, I get through something and I'm like, what were those sneakers I used to wear in high school? I'm going to Google those. And then you get into this other thing and you're like, whatever happened to Jean-Benet Ramsey? And then you start like, you're like, why do I need to know this at 1:00 in the morning?
What did happen to Jean? Well, we know what happened to Jean-Benet Ramsey.
Yeah.
But we don't know what happened to her killer, who that person is.
Well, there's all these crazy theories. I think the reason that came up in my mind is because there's these crazy theories that are going on online right now, that because her dad had the same lawyer as Epstein or something. And there's like Stanley Kubrick was trying to tell us what happened to Jean-Benet Ramsey in Eyes Wide Shut. Like, I'm telling you, I'll send it to you. Listen, this might be just crazy internet stuff. I'm sure that it is. But this is the stuff going on TikTok right now. Just FYI.
Kevin Cox, I'm taking away your British card right now because you need to know your history a little bit better. No, she was not part of Elizabeth I's court. She was, I don't want to give away the spoiler here, but it's been about.
It did happen quite a while ago.
It's been 500 years, so I feel like I could probably say, no, she got executed. She got beheaded at the Tower of London. So,
which one is this? Which one was this?
The 5th of Henry VIII's 6 wives.
And what was her name?
Catherine Howard.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So no, she did not survive to Elizabeth I's court. The only one who survived was the last wife, Catherine Parr, but she died before Elizabeth I's court. She died in childbirth shortly after Queen Mary came to the. No, actually, sorry, not even. Edward VI came to the throne. So No, none of them survived to Elizabeth's court, but we don't need to talk about that unless people want to do a whole separate show on that, because I don't want to bore anybody with me.
And just to let Momo D66 know, that these are our moderators, our lovely, wonderful moderators who show up in our chat and kick out the rude people and the trolls. It's very, very helpful, and I appreciate them all very, very much. And I promise, Robert Carr, I'm going to get on it. I promise. I promise. I promise.
Yeah.
Because you know what it is? Just so people know, like we use StreamYard to stream to YouTube. So like I can't actually do it from where I'm I actually have to go into YouTube, replay the chat, I think, and then like assign people. So it's a bit of a thing. So I promise I'm doing it. Anyways.
So, somebody here said Aaron Parnas reported that the Trump administration has cut food stamps to Minnesota. I don't know that Aaron Parnas is breaking that story. Trump administration explicitly said yesterday
Yeah.
that it was doing this, but I'm glad you're getting your information from all these different sources. That's great.
Yeah.
I actually want to talk about, Michelle, before we get to like, I know this is not a heavy day, but I broke something this morning. I didn't even have to tell you about it. Yes, I did. And I can send you this photograph that I want to actually just put up on the screen so you guys can, unless you subscribe to my Substack, you, this is also why I couldn't sleep, because I actually did.
You can, if you screen, do you know how to put stuff into the thing?
I can try. Or I could just send it.
I believe in you. I mean, it would, if you go to the thing below and then you hit the plus, present or invite, and then you can add the picture. I believe in you. You can do this. What's in your hair? This is a headband. Thank you so much. I have a whole bin of really fancy headbands that I bought during COVID, because I was on Zooms all day, every day, and I felt like I needed something to make my day brighter. And so I bought a bunch of overpriced fancy headbands. And so I thought, you know what? Why not? Why not today?
I'm struggling. I got to be honest with you here. I don't know how to do this. You can show me another day. Is that okay? I know. I know. I know.
Just take a thing and text it to me.
I'll text it to you right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna text it to you right now.
Let's see. We got Dallas Fort Worth here this morning. Saturdays for Sanity. You know what I was thinking about? You know, I don't know how many people my age, I guess it's a Gen X thing too. Saturday morning cartoons. Remember Saturday morning cartoons?
Yes, I love those. I would wake up super early on Saturday while my parents slept.
That's kind of how I wanted to brand this a little bit. I don't know exactly how to do this because there was no singular, you know, like logo or thing, anything to
I know what mine was. I don't know what you, I don't know if you.
We had ours. We had a local person who like did a show up where I was from.
No.
There was a guy named, I think my mom will probably correct me. I think his name was Terry Burgess. There was I don't know if that's the son. I can never remember the name. There's a guy named Terry Burgess, and he used to do the Saturday morning cartoon thing in upstate New York. And he would have these like risers with little kids, and he would go and interview all the little kids in between each of the cartoons. And it was like the thing, and you watched it all morning, and it was awesome. But it was like a local thing, but everybody knows about it. It was really great.
Well, I'm still trying to get this thing. So
yeah. Heidi from Canada, Toronto. Good morning from Canada.
I had Wonder Super Friends. I don't know if anybody here watched.
I don't know that.
Yeah, you never watched this, Michelle. This is where the age difference.
I know, just a little bit. Yeah, because you're like closer to my sister's age. Danny Burgess. Terry was the soccer coach. Thank you. That's what I was. Terry. There was a guy named Terry Burgess who was a soccer coach. He coached, but his dad was the other one. His dad was Danny Burgess. If you're from Northern New York, maybe you know about this. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Good morning, Mayday. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. So Michelle, I just texted this to you, and I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to show me how to do this because I'm so bad at it. It's crazy. Michelle is like beyond talented, but
I'm like not even that. Like
the thing is, you shouldn't be talented in learning how to knowing how to upload stuff. It's just that I'm just really untalented when it comes to any of this.
Oh, it's just funny though. Okay, hold on. Image. Save. I gotta save this. I just don't know where it went. Do you ever like save stuff on your laptop and you're like, well, where the hell did that go?
Every day.
Yeah. You should see my desktop. It's like it's a disaster. I just had to go buy a bunch of external hard drives so that because every time, even like when I edit a podcast, one of our podcasts. So if you're not watching, we have a Mayday podcast which we record beforehand and edit and make it all nice. Except there's always a couple people in the comments who don't like the way I edit it, so that's fun. Always got to share those feelings with me. And they take up like sometimes like 8, 9 gigs on my computer. I'm like, Jesus. So, all right, here we go. All right. Oh, this is fun.
So let me just talk a little bit about this
Mhm.
because I think this is relevant for people to know. Um, basically, and this is very relevant to this. You guys can see this because I'm looking at my
Yep, it's up.
Okay,
Mhm.
so we'll have our home again of I don't know, I guess somebody on a horse, some cowboy on horseback riding through the West. Okay,
It's
great.
probably what's her face? Christy Noam there.
Probably. All right. So we'll have our home again is not just a random throwaway line. And if we had a media that actually knew how to pay attention, this would be a massive national scandal.
Mhm.
We'll have our home again is a well-known neo-Nazi anthem.
Oh my God, really? See, I didn't know that.
Yes. So to our Canadian friends, the Toronto Holocaust Museum has documented it as a white nationalist song associated with a neo-Nazi fraternal group known as the Mannerbund. This is not even a dog whistle, right? They are
No, this is like full out, no marking. Yeah.
they are explicitly, and I mean explicitly, telling neo-Nazis to join Homeland Security.
Jesus Christ.
And of all the gin joints in all the world, they had to choose this phrase, right? Like
Mhm.
it is truly a anthem that is well known to anybody who is a neo-Nazi. And our taxpayer dollars are going to pay for this. And for the life of me, I don't understand why it has to be me on my little Substack who discovers this and not leading the evening
Right.
news.
Right.
Not CBS necessarily, but like where's CNN on this?
Well, because again, this is part of the bigger problem that you and I talk about, and we talk about with Jeff Jarvis too, that like these things are not singular problems or even singular stories, right? All of this is connected. All of this, like the lead story, as it should be everywhere right now, is what is going on in Minneapolis and ICE murdering an innocent woman in her car
Yeah.
in broad daylight. But the people that they're recruiting to do the job, that murderer is reading these things and saying, yeah, I'm going to go get me some immigrants and go round up some other people. Because I mean, listen, it's bigger than the immigrants now. It is. And listen, even at the beginning when they're we're going to go after migrants, that's wrong. All of this is wrong. We should not be hunting people. Border Patrol and ICE, their job is to hunt people.
Well,
And they have to, in their minds, dehumanize human beings to the point that they can do this. And this is the type of mentality of employee that they're looking for. Is someone who can identify with a Nazi slogan.
yeah. And if you want to ask, not ask, if you want to underscore why they're a white nationalist organization and not an immigration enforcement agency, you also have to note that yesterday, again, something that mainstream media did not do anything on. Like I checked everywhere. There was one article, just one, that I saw as of yesterday. And that was in some random, I don't even know what this publication is, but effectively, I think it's some South Dakota newspaper. But the mainstream media did not pick this up. They have been doing enforcement actions on Native American reservations. Native American reservations. To be clear, I just want to underscore
what?
That. Yes. Yesterday, this all happened yesterday, right? First, they put this neo-Nazi meme out. yesterday at the same time, tribal leaders from the Oglala Sioux and separately the Standing Rock Sioux tribes condemned these ICE actions. They detained 4 Oglala tribal members in Minneapolis, right? Oglala Sioux tribal president Frank, his name is Frank Starr, comes out. By the way, I love these Native American last names because they're so lyrical, but his name is
Yeah,
Frank
it's
Starr,
beautiful.
comes out,
Yeah.
was forced to remind the United States government of its own treaty obligations. And he said, quote, all Native people born within the territorial limits of the United States are recognized as U.S. citizens by birth. And he also said that because he's both a tribal citizen and a U.S. citizen, ICE has no lawful authority to detain me. Of course, like, what are we talking about here? And then separately, Standing Rock Sioux Tribe Chairman Steve Sitting Bear, again, love these names, issued his own statement saying, our nation is a sovereign government and our members are not immigrants. We are not subject to immigration enforcement on our own lands. So he made it clear that ICE activity is neither welcome nor authorized on the Standing Rock Reservation in North and South Dakota. South Dakota, of course, being where Kristi Noem comes from. And he's urging tribal members to carry tribal identification to affirm their citizenship.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, so if you want to know whether this is about immigration,
It's not.
my friends,
This is
back when Donald Trump's grandfather was fleeing Germany because he was a draft dodger, and this is not World War II Germany or even World War I Germany, this happened before, and came here, Native Americans have been living on this land before we had borders.
yeah,
Of course they have.
way before.
And they're doing operations on tribal land. What exactly are they trying to arrest these people for? But you know what it is? It's because Native Americans tend to have darker skin than
Yeah.
white people.
Mhm.
It's all about skin color.
Yeah, because they don't look like European white people.
Yeah.
Right.
And so what the hell? Let's pull them over too. And if
Mhm.
they don't have their tribal identification, then throw them in the paddy wagon and let others sort it out. You know, this country was never white, but their slogan might as well be "Make America White Again," which is hilarious because this country,
'Cause it never was to
it
begin
never was a white country.
with.
They're so stupid, they don't know that.
Right.
They're recruiting using neo-Nazi slogans. They are doing enforcement actions on Indian reservations, Native American reservations.
Mm.
And we're just supposed to sit here and take it. And I have to say, like, I'm not one of these people who says, you know, we have to stop paying federal taxes, because if we start doing that, then anytime you disagree with the government action, you stop paying federal taxes. But not in my name.
Yeah, no way.
I don't want any of my money going to this shit. And I don't want any of my money to be denying food stamps
No.
to people in Minnesota. For what? For what? Talk about collective punishment for whatever you think the government of Minnesota has done to you. For what? So if you are somebody who is anybody who has darker skin of any kind, and I mean, even if you're African American, because they could just pretend that you're from some, you know, Caribbean country and try to deport you also
Mhm.
from Africa, because now they're on the Somali tear. Please carry citizenship information with you, not your driver's license, but I mean, like, carry your passports with you.
Yeah.
And if you're white, like Michelle and I, although I guess I'm Jewish, they don't really think of me as white, but if you
Yeah.
present as white, then by all means understand they're coming for you next. They're going to come up with some other reason.
Listen, they're already detaining US citizens who look like us, and it's because,
Well, the
you
shock,
know,
that's
you
what,
look at them the wrong way.
yeah.
There was a report I saw somebody, gosh, I need to, again, remind myself to write this stuff down where I see it, but this was actually in a news report that they had, they were gonna cuff these, I think it was like a Latino couple, and this white guy, American, you know, US citizen, ran up and was like, "Don't take them, take me, take me." And so they pushed the guy, and before he knew it, they were cuffing him. And he kept saying, "I'm a US citizen, I'm a US citizen, I'm a US citizen." And they said something like, "I don't care." And then he said, well, you're white. You won't be as much fun.
Yep.
And detained him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to Demetrius, yes, I agree. Malcolm Nance is a true patriot. He's a wonderful person. I've
Yeah.
spent some time with him. He's a really nice guy, super
Yep.
smart. This is, I mean, here's the thing. This is about ethnic cleansing. This is what is going on in the United States of America. It is ethnic cleansing, and it is anyone else who stands in their way or who they deem to be less than. And again, I mean, I look to, you know, Nazi Germany, because I'm sorry, these are the very blatant and blunt, you know, contrasts and comparisons that we need to be making, because it's the same playbook. You know, to round up Jews was the answer to, you know, was the final solution, right, to the question. There were 6 million Jews who were killed in the Holocaust. 10 million people altogether. Who was the other 4 million people? Right? It was the Roma. It was, and there were intellectuals, gay people.
Oh, communists.
I mean,
Any Catholic priests who
right,
had,
right. So, right.
Need that.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else, right? So, it's yeah, white is a made up thing. It's what does that even mean? You know what I mean? It just I like.
Yeah, I mean, we could take down this disgusting ICE recruitment.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm not paying attention.
I just want people to understand that that is appealing to neo-Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
It just is.
Yep.
And it's just like, you know, what can you say about this? Like, this is the United States government. It happened, I guess, slowly and then all at once.
Mm-hmm.
People are always under the radar somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Timothy McVeigh, all of those people going back to, you know.
Oh, right. I mean, that is, you know, you're right. You're dealing with the Turner Diaries and you know, the order, and this stuff has been going on for a long, long time in this country. I mean, obviously too, the Klan, right? I mean, and you know, I mean, I could go down a rabbit hole now. If you guys haven't seen the documentary 13th, Ava DuVernay did this incredible documentary a number of years ago about the 13th Amendment and how, you know, after slavery was ended in the United States, they basically said, well, you can't do slavery anymore except for if they're a prisoner. So they would find ways to round up Black people and put them into prison, and then, you know, essentially make an entire race of people into criminals and work people from the prisons. And so, you know, and what that has, you know, essentially evolved into to the country that we're living in today. And again, like, the South did not lose the war, not really, because we're still fighting the same fight.
Yep.
We're still dealing with the same people.
Yep.
And the same mentality. And it's I you know, having not, it's not, and it's not even a Southern thing. I mean, it is like, it's in that way, but Stephen Miller's from Southern California. My God, like,
Jewish.
and he's Jewish and the great grandson of Jewish refugees. You know, I want to play this. I believe. Let me see. Sheriff Rochelle Bilal, I think from Philadelphia, had this to say yesterday. Whoop.
Good afternoon. I'm Rochelle Bilal, the sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia. And I say her name, Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. This should not have happened, but we're here today. Let know that law enforcement professionals, real ones, not the fake made-up ICE, probably Trump's new army to attack citizens of the United States. Did you hear what I said? No law enforcement professional wears a mask. None. None. those that come into our communities wearing a mask to commit crime. Thank God for our district attorney, Larry Krasner, who say he's going to lock them up. And I'm saying now, we are not going to whisk you away for them to hide your identity, because when you do it there, you're getting arrested there. No whisk away for them to hide you. None of that here. None of that here. Law enforcement professionals do not shoot at moving vehicles. I'm not saying fleeing, because she wasn't fleeing. She was getting out of the way. Law enforcement professionals do not stand in front of moving vehicles invoking an action that is illegal. No, we don't. And so we stand here today with all those who stand against the made-up, fake, what you can call ICE, professional law enforcement. I don't call them none of that. I call them made-up, fake, wannabe law enforcement. Because what they do is against not only legal law, but the moral law. So I'm with the DA, and we will work with them. If any of them want to come in this city and commit a crime, you will not be able to hide. Nobody will whisk you off. You don't want this smoke, because we will bring it to you. And the fake, whatever they call them, because I can't say the name, but the criminal in the White House would not be able to keep you from going to jail. Renee Good should be here today. And to her family, we are saying law enforcement professionals are not the ones here in this city that would do that.
Can you imagine if more law enforcement was like that in this country?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not only sounded like that, but looked like her, had her heart, had her judgment. What a different country this would be. Truly.
You know, there is a interesting. Barack Obama actually came to Camden, New Jersey. Camden, New Jersey, when he was president. Camden, New Jersey was at one point, I think, the most dangerous city in America. It's right across the river from Philadelphia, and it was a distressed city for a very long time. And he came to Camden to talk about policing and why Camden is a good model for policing nationwide, because their whole model was, and I think, I'm not sure if they pioneered it, but they certainly made a lot of strides in not being the most dangerous city in the world anymore, in the country anymore, because they talked about de-escalation.
Right.
So instead of whipping out your gun, you try to de-escalate the situation. Just imagine if that was something that ICE was taught.
Mm-hmm.
But they're taught the opposite. They're taught to actually escalate the situation.
Yes. Yes. And I will remind people that the 5 months of training that ICE used to be required to do has been cut down to 47 days. 47 days.
Why, Michelle? Why 47?
Because they were sucking up to Donald Trump to try to reflect some sort of like, oh, well, we're going to have them train for 47 days because you are the 47th president.
Understand that, you guys. Does that sound bonkers to anybody else?
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
Bananas. 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 Yep. Speaking of bananas.
Speaking of bananas on 47, Michelle.
BANANAS.
Yes.
So first of all, okay, so Donald Trump had this meeting, okay, the other day. And I don't even know what it was for. I think it was about like oil stuff or whatever. They were sitting in the East Room, and all like in this kind of U-shaped thing. And of course they had cameras there because they can't have a meeting without cameras. And there's so many weird things that happen, but Donald Trump gets up in the middle of it, totally distracted, silently. It's weird. No one knows why he's doing it, to talk about his ballroom. Tell me this man does not have dementia.
Oh, I think he does.
Oh, I know. I know you. I know. I'm saying to the world. Oh, yes, I have it. I have it.
I got to look at this myself. Wow. What a view. This is the door to the ballroom. Unusual time to look, but I figure we might as well do it. If the fake news would like to go back and take a look, you can, but you'll see a very big foundation that's moving. We're ahead of schedule in the ballroom and under budget.
What?
So you're these oil people who've been dragged into the White House to talk about Venezuelan oil that you don't want. And the head of Exxon, do you know about this, Michelle? The head of Exxon said yesterday that was actually told the truth and basically said, I don't want to deal with this nonsense. Like, I don't want this. Sorry, I'm just getting more comfortable here. I don't want this oil. This oil is really hard to extract. We've been burned. Exxon's been there for the last, in and out, I think.
Yeah.
And
I didn't realize that it was hard to extract.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's also oil that the infrastructure shot. So the only way.
And why would I want to set up shop in a war zone, quite frankly?
Yeah.
I mean,
and
that's the other
so,
part of
and
it.
like, there's no stability. So their attitude is, we'll come back when there's stability. And how do you get stability in Venezuela? Well, I'm so glad you asked, Michelle, because the way you get stability is at the point of a gun. There's no other way. You can't wave a magic wand
Yeah.
and say to the government, we want stability.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen. I know they think it's going to happen. I think they think that if they keep Delcy Rodriguez in the number 2 to Maduro, it's going to happen. But the reality is, you just had a whole bunch of Venezuelans down in Florida and elsewhere celebrating Maduro's demise, not literal demise, but political demise. And lo and behold, meet the new boss, same as the old boss, to quote one of my favorite songs. Because nothing's going to change. Because if it does change, that means there's going to be instability.
Yeah. Well, they're already, I mean, and again, not really being reported, but like in the absence, right, of Maduro. And I mean, they were already having problems, but there's like all kinds of instability with like different violent groups taking over. I mean, like, it's no bueno. It's no bueno. And so he gets up in the middle of this important, I guess, meeting, because everything is about Donald Trump, right? Everything's about Donald Trump. And Caroline Leavitt, I want to play this clip. This is from a couple months ago. I think it's a couple months ago. She said this in the press briefing room.
Go ahead. Yes.
Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you.
In addition to the ballroom and the Rose Garden
I'm going
patio,
into the back. Sorry. Go ahead.
in addition to the ballroom and the Rose Garden patio, is the president looking at any other renovations or significant kind of projects here at the White House?
Not to my knowledge, no. But he's a builder at heart, clearly, and so his heart and his mind is always churning about how to improve things here on the White House grounds. But at this moment in time, of course, the ballroom is really the president's main priority. Kristen.
Last week,
The ballroom is the president's main priority.
Well, it's not his only priority, because we have those renderings of what the architect who was working.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It's okay if we don't. We'll just tell it.
Yeah.
There are renderings of demolishing the West Wing, building that.
Which I called it.
Yes, you did.
I hate to say that I did, but I totes did. And oh, you know what? Here's something. Here's another thing that happened. People were asked, there was like some sort of like municipal meeting. I don't know exactly what this was. It was in that chat, you know what I'm talking about, our chat. And they're being very secretive just about the entire project.
Project come to us as a whole instead of after the demolition.
Thank you for that question. Yeah, we've begun work on this project. There are 2 phases to this project. I think that you've alluded to it with Shalom here. There are some things regarding this project that are frankly of top secret nature that we are currently working on. That does not preclude us from changing the above grade structure. But that work needed to be considered when doing this project, which was not part of the NCPC process.
And let me note, just for the record, if it's okay with you, Commissioner, it's long been the view of NCPC's counsel's office that the National Capital Planning Act does not give us authority to review demolition or site preparation work. So while many projects do come before us at that stage, that's not a requirement of the National Capital Planning Act. And review of demolition is not something that we have the authority to do as a commission.
I appreciate that.
So yeah, so my mom just sent me the link because I had seen, so that it's all kind of in that thing. So they're saying Shalom, I think, is the name of the company.
Shalom
That's
is the I think it's the architect. Yes.
or the architect, right? Or like the firm or whatever who's doing this. And I had seen a post from my old Upper West Side LP pal, Keith Edwards, about this. And I just took a screenshot of this. Daily Beast has reported on it as well. Again, like this is just so far down. Why is this not top of mind? Ballroom architect reveals Trump is plotting to destroy the West Wing, despite claiming the new ballroom would not interfere with the main White House building. Of course, when are people going to, oh my God, like this man lies about everything. The people around him lie about everything. So I'm just going to read the beginning of this. President Donald Trump is considering building a one-story addition to the West Wing of the White House as his $400 million ballroom project keeps getting bigger, of course. Despite previously declaring that the project would not interfere with the existing White House building, the president's lead architect revealed on Thursday that another level could soon be built above the West Wing. The iconic columned walkway connecting the Oval Office to the executive residence at the White House. It's that famous. It's where that stupid thing where all the presidents' pictures and the auto pen and all that dumb shit is. He wants that colonnade right there. He wants to put another story on top of it, and God knows what else. This is where I say all the time, a lack of imagination is a dangerous thing.
Yep.
And we said, I was like, who's to say he's not going to tear the whole goddamn thing down?
Yep.
Of course he is. This is Donald Trump we're talking about. Like, I don't know how else to say it. The people, they're still in disbelief. Well, he can't do that. Well, he's gonna. I mean, he can't do that. There's a whole lot of things he can't do, but he does it anyways, and no one stops him. Nobody. And no one cares about anything. And that's the other thing too, is like the caring. And that you know, it's bigger than the West Wing, not caring about the things that should matter to us, like the people's house. It's not caring about if people are being dragged out of their homes. It's like not, we don't care about invading countries that we should not be invading. You know, and that's where I you know, is what happened to Renee Good in Minneapolis. Something has cracked with people. And I do feel like there is this awakening that is happening. And I don't know if you saw this, but Fox News went to, so there's protests happening all over the country, you know, all over the place, not just big cities, small towns everywhere. And there's Indivisible is, please go look at Indivisible website, go put in your zip code. You'll see where the nearest protest is tomorrow, closest to where you live. But there was obviously big protests happening in Minneapolis last night. And Fox News was there. And they had somebody on the ground. And Sean Hannity is in the guy's ear. And they're trying to like pick somebody out to embarrass them or like, you know, be a contrarian or try to call them out. And it did not go well for them. They must have picked out like the smartest, most thoughtful young man out of the crowd. And it's actually enjoyable.
To any people, spoken to any people, or can you speak to anybody that's marching right now and ask them what it is that they're marching about?
Yeah. Excuse me. Can you tell us, what are you here marching for?
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, my ears are ringing a lot, so I don't know if I'll hear perfectly. But, yeah, I'm just here because I think it's absolutely disgusting what ICE is doing here. I think it's absolutely abhorrent that they're kidnapping people. I'm disgusted that they murdered an innocent human being. And yeah, the entire thing just absolutely abhors me. This has to stop immediately. What we're seeing right now is frankly an ethnic cleansing. It's disgusting.
Hey, Garrett.
And it needs to stop. And I'm glad that there's so many people out here trying to stop this, because it's just important, and we
Garrett,
need to stick together to stop this.
does he have a concern that the woman was driving her car at an officer? Does it concern this individual?
When you saw this video that is out, did you have any concern that it looked like this woman may have been driving her vehicle at the officer?
That's not what it looked like to me at all. And I mean, like, even if you did assume that was the case, which it absolutely is not, we are supposed to train officers to be responsible in these situations and judge the situation objectively, look at it reasonably. Like, there just absolutely is no justification for this. But again, looking at the video from both angles, I know that there was another clip that came out earlier today from like a different angle. You can very clearly tell that she is evacuating the scene. There is like absolutely no evidence that there's like any like attempt to drive the vehicle into the officers.
Garrett, last question. What should we do with people that don't obey our laws and come into the country illegally?
What do you think we should do with people that have come into the country illegally who are here, is the question.
I think they have the right to be here, frankly. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I think they have the right to be here. I think that's just a basic human right is freedom of movement. We recognize that in the United Nations Charter. That, in my opinion, is just a fundamental human right that all nations ought to recognize. And I'm glad that some people are standing up for that basic human right.
And what's your instrument of choice?
Instrument of choice? I just found a bell in a bag. Someone was handing out free stuff, so there we go.
I know Hannity so well.
great.
I know how his mind works, and it's like, oh shit. All right, let's go to. Well, what do you think about?
Right. This guy's too
I think I have the right to be here, and let me follow up on that. If they're requesting asylum under international law, they have the right to do that.
Yeah, he's like talking about the UN Charter, like and he's like, "What's your instrument?" He's like, "I got a bell." It's like just like this nerdy. Just like
I love
regular
that guy.
person.
I don't know his name, but I love that guy.
I don't either. And like he's on a Friday night, probably after work. He had a tie on, you know.
I don't know who that guy is, but my man, if you want to run for local office or Congress or whatever, you should go do it. Like we need people like this. This is like a totally
happy warrior. Yeah.
He's like a happy warrior, and this is, I think, for so long, and this guy just encapsulates it. For so long, Democrats have had to like apologize. Like we've always felt apologetic.
Yeah, like, well, you know, we don't want, you know,
we don't want illegal people crossing the border illegally, and like, no, fuck that. Just say it. You know what? I believe that I will tell you my viewpoint. I'm a refugee, and my family got asylum here.
Yeah.
I mean, what would have happened if this happened now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, you know, whenever we start apologizing for this stuff, the Overton window just shifts a little bit.
Yeah.
And the problem is, Democrats just sit around and they're like worried about how to say something.
So worried to say the thing.
Just say it. Just say it. Say what you say and mean what you say.
Right. It's like Pete Buttigieg. I remember talking about this. You know, he's like, everyone's so afraid that they want things that are going to help people. They're afraid to say it out loud, say it plainly. And he's like, oh, they're going to call us socialists. And he's like, who cares? They're going to call us socialists anyways. So just do the thing. Just say the thing. They're going to turn, like, they're going to order you because you say it a certain way. They're going to go, well, you know.
They've gone so extreme to the right. And meanwhile, we're still sitting here trying to move towards them so that, God forbid, somebody doesn't think we're extreme. We're not the extreme ones. This guy is not extreme.
Yeah.
This guy just said exactly what I believe, by the way. My man, you speak for me. Like, you do.
Yeah.
Because he both said everything that I believe. And what I believe is that ICE is a white nationalist organization. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, sorry, I don't know why if you don't believe what I'm saying, it's because we just saw what I talked about earlier, which is that they're posting white nationalist neo-Nazi anthems.
We should,
talk about it.
Yeah. And you know what we should do if I ever have 5 seconds, and if I need to get like a little research intern or something, to put all of this propaganda together from the Department of Labor, from the Department of Homeland Security, from immigration, like every department, every agency in our government that is putting out white nationalist propaganda. The Department of Labor I don't know if people have seen these, but they are like these blonde, white, sort of strapping, a little like homoerotic, if I'm being honest, um, posters of these like fit men. Um, they're like drawings of these kind of like mid-century or like, World War II time, farmer corn-fed things. And they're like, we need you kind of thing to come work and do the farm work and stuff. And it's all very, it's all very Nazi. All of it is very, very Nazi
Yeah.
looking. Like Aryan, which
the
by the way, oh
cornfields.
gosh, did you see that story? Speaking of Aryan, and I'm saying that for a reason. There's a woman, her obituary was in the New York Times yesterday, 91 years old. She passed away. She was Jewish. And was from Germany. Her parents, there was a like best or most beautiful Aryan baby contest. This was like early on, right?
They entered her in it.
And they entered her in it as a joke. Like their baby, who little Jewish baby, and she won. And so her face was everywhere in all of this Nazi propaganda for years. And her parents never like addressed it. They were like, oh my God. They never said anything to her. She didn't know until later in life or whatever, but it's crazy. Go look it up in the New York Times. It's nuts. And she just passed away at the age of 91.
Good for her. Good for her for surviving all that.
Exactly.
With every day,
beautiful little person.
Yeah, with all these, with every day these Holocaust survivors pass, it's just so
we're
sad.
losing them. There's not many left,
and pretty soon people are gonna say it was all made up. That's where we're trending here in this country. It was all
and to the point of, this is why history repeats itself every 100 years or so, because the last known survivor to tell these stories and these accounts firsthand are no longer here. And then therefore it's just this kind of like abstract, distant story on a page that we can't connect to as human beings. And that's why, my friend Anna, who works with 3GNY, which is the third generation Holocaust survivor, the grandchildren, she goes into schools in the tri-state area, and like the 3G organization is nationwide. And they're actually around the world as well. And she goes in and tells the story of her grandfather, but from her own experience as the grandchild. And she shows pictures, and she's like, because if they can see them as a human being and see, my relationship to them, like they can understand how close it is and like how close we are to all of it. And that storytelling is really, really, really important. And continuing to tell the story. So listen, I know that you've got things to do. But there's like a little bit of like kind of like more fun thing I kind of want to talk about.
Can we just, before we get to that, can we just show that crazy clip, speaking of 47 and losing his mind, that Marco Rubio clip? I don't know.
Yes. Hold on. I only have the version that I did. Let me send it here to.
Well, no, do the version that you did.
Okay. So just so people know, again, in this meeting, Marco Rubio, and this happens all the time with politicians, it doesn't matter. Some assistant will come in, hand a note, and they read the note, and then they'll, act accordingly. Marco Rubio hands Donald Trump a note when he's in the middle of talking or whatever.
Talking to the oil executives.
Right. In the same meeting where he gets up and wanders to the back. He picks it up and he's like, go back to Chevron. He just reads it aloud. And the look on Marco Rubio's face is like, and he's like, oh, I guess they want me to talk about Chevron or go back to Chevron. Did you have a good? And he looks at Marco and says, thanks, Marco.
You guys, has anybody here seen Anchorman? Please let us know in this chat if you've seen the movie.
Yeah.
Do you remember the whole "Go fuck yourself, San Diego"? Does everybody remember that? Like, because I think Michelle did this at 1 o'clock in the morning. She sent this to me, and I was cracking up, trying very, to watch it quietly because I was already, I didn't want to wake my husband up. But if you have seen the movie Anchorman, This will resonate with you. If you have not seen the movie Anchorman, what is wrong with you? Immediately stop what you're doing, turn off even the show, and
Yeah.
please go watch some Anchorman today because that is a great Will Ferrell movie. It is classic.
Exactly. Well,
Yes.
and so one of the things where it's like, I'm Ron Burgundy, and somebody puts a in the teleprompter puts a question mark after his name, and Fred Willard, the actor, is in the back. He's like, God damn it, who put another question mark at the end of this again? You know he'll read whatever's there. And then like but the whole thing is that Ron Burgundy will read anything off the teleprompter.
Yes.
That's why also, I mean, that's why I've often, referred to Carrie Lake as Ron Burgundy also.
If you worked in television, you know right away who the Ron Burgundys are because that movie was a parody, but not by much.
Not by much. So I did this little supercut of it. I mean, it's just like a stupid little rapid response.
I thought it was hilarious. For Saturday morning, this is perfect, you guys. You're seeing this. Michelle premiered it at 1 a.m. this morning.
Yeah, I threw it up on social.
For those of you who are not on socials at 1 a.m. this morning,
some information that you can choose to use or not use on Burgundy. We'll read anything that is put on that teleprompter.
All right.
I mean, no.
Thank you. You'll make it back one way or the other. You're all going to do very well. I think really very well. Marco just gave me a note. Go back to Chevron. They want to discuss something. Go ahead. I'm going back to Chevron, Marco. Thank you, Marco. Yes, go ahead, Marco. What are you saying here?
And I'm Ron Burgundy. Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good.
So good because it's so true. It's so true.
He'll
And
just read whatever. He doesn't care.
he doesn't care. And this is why, Michelle, you're the bomb because you see this stuff. And you literally.
You know what it is? When I was at LP,
your mind goes where it should go right away.
Well, when I was at LP, we had such really funny people running our social. You'll probably remember this if you followed Lincoln very early on. Keith Edwards very good at Twitter, and then there's another guy named B who did it after, and I think still does. And I just say this objectively, like he was like a big Real Housewives person, so there was so much cultural, Real Housewives jokes in like all of the news that was. I mean, it was just fun because you know what it is. It's like you need to be able to make some sort of connection to culture and things that we find funny and close and endearing to us so that we can laugh and to make them look stupider. Because satire really, I mean, this is what the Daily Show does, and they're so good at it. They kind of, they're the gold standard. They're the ones who started all this,
All right.
Really, really good at it.
Can people bear with me and entertain me? Can you play that again? Because that was so good.
Yeah. Sure.
I have some information that you can choose to use or not use on Burgundy. We'll read anything that is put on that teleprompter.
All right.
I mean, no.
Thank you. You'll make it back one way or the other. You're all going to do very well. I think really very well. Marco just gave me a note. Go back to Chevron. They want to discuss something. Go ahead. I'm going back to Chevron, Marco. Thank you, Marco. Yes, go ahead, Marco. What are you saying here?
And I'm Ron Burgundy. Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Anything.
I love her. If anybody doesn't know this, Catherine Hahn, she's amazing. She's so good. But if you follow George Hahn on social, that's his cousin. They're cousins.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Fantastic. Georgiana, Keith was at LP, yes, for like the early, like the first from like, I don't know, May of 2020 until the end of the year. And then he left. But yeah, that was some of the OG. But yeah, listen, we need things that make us happy. And also, speaking of happy things, I know you probably got to go, Julie. So if you,
I'm all right.
Okay. So the Olympics are in a couple weeks. Okay. And I love the Winter Olympics.
Yep.
I love the Winter Olympics. I love the curling. I love the skiing. I love the bobsledding. I love all of it. But
You're so
most,
Canadian at heart. Can I just interrupt you for a second? You're so Canadian at heart, Michelle. I grew up in the North Country, but you're basically Canadian, which makes me get jealous because I grew up in New Jersey and I don't love bobsledding and
oh,
curling.
really? I mean, I also grew up so close to Lake Placid. So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you can go on that. There's no like main highway to get yourself to Lake Placid. It's kind of like this
No, I've
windy
been there. I
thing.
know. It's beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, but it's like, and you know, all along the way, there's the little signs that have the torch on them and stuff. And so, I mean, they were there in 80. I was born in 82. So like, you know, growing up, Lake Placid was it, you
Yeah.
know, and like, so I felt close to it and, you know,
Yep.
and obviously being so close to Canada too, like, you know, the winter sports. I was
Yeah.
not a winter outdoor person because I have bad circulation, but, if anybody here has Raynaud's, you know what I'm talking about. I have Raynaud's syndrome. My fingers and my toes turn completely white if I
Oh.
even get a little bit cold. So it was, and I would get frostbite on my face and stuff as a kid. It was
Oh.
like, yeah. So, and I wear
that.
electric socks right now. I have electric socks.
Wow.
Yeah,
You were
yeah.
born in the wrong part of the country for that.
I know, I know. I mean, I sled and stuff as a kid, but I didn't ski or anything like that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Heidi, I say it all the time. Michelle is an adopted Canadian. We claim her as ours.
By the
except-
way, in temperament too, Michelle, because you've got that Canadian nice thing going for you. So it's true.
Really? I feel like some people would disagree with that.
I'm from Jersey, man. We shiv you the same, you know, we look at you and then we stick the shiv in. So like,
Yeah. Well, in hockey too. I mean, I like hockey. I'm not like a huge hockey fan, but there's actually a couple hockey players who are from where I'm from. Craig Conroy, I think his name is. I forget what he played for. And then Chris Clark, is that his name? I think he played for the National or not the Nationals. What's the DC hockey team? I can't remember. He used to work out at the gym where my dad was. Michelle and the Electric Socks is my friend.
I'll have to leave that up there because I love that.
Yeah. Says, oh wow, that sounds painful, Michelle. It is actually, because what happens is the Capitals, sorry, the Capitals. Nationals is baseball, the Capitals.
We're talking about DC. Oh, we have to root against the Capitals, you guys. That's
sorry.
What do you
well,
because you know why?
I don't know that Chris Clark even plays anymore. I don't know. Anyways.
Oh, no, we gotta root against the Capitals because Putin's number one enabler is
Yeah.
players.
That's no bueno. Well, yeah, what will happen is, and you can Google this. For me, it's like these two fingers and these two fingers, and then I have like a few toes on each of my feet will go completely white. And when I say white, I'm talking like white, like no color. And if it goes too long and you try to then reintroduce heat, it's very painful, like getting the circulation back in. And so I just have to be very, very mindful of it. And it sucks. It's not fun. Especially living in a pre-war apartment where I can't control the heat. So it's very, very cold here during the day. And then at night, then I'm too hot. But like that's why I have electric socks and I have spare batteries that I'm always charging and like switching them out.
When we get merch, which we keep saying we will, Michelle and the electric socks are definitely going to be
for sure. But I say that also because I love figure skating and I used to go to, figure skating is kind of like, for the most part, kind of a rich kid sport. So that's certainly not something I was doing, but I loved going to skate at the rink, and I was obsessed with the mid 90s skating. Like I was of that age. We had slumber parties to watch Christian Yamaguchi. My parents took me 2 times to Syracuse to go see like Nancy Kerrigan and Oksana Bayul and Victor Petrenko and Bright Boy Tyler. Like, I mean, I had VHS tapes full of skating, all this Scott Hamilton. Anyway, so I don't know if anyone still follows American figure skating, but this moment that we are living in right now, we have the best skaters in the world that are about to go to the Olympics.
Who?
First of all, okay. Ilya, I always say his name incorrectly. Malanin is the best skater in the world. He's well, his parents are.
Okay.
But they were both figure skaters that had come to the United States. They're both born in the 70s, mid 70s, about I think they're around your age. He's 21 years old. They call him the quad god because he when he finished his short program, going into the long program, which I think is tomorrow, maybe it's today, of the next skater. He's so good. He's hitting quads. Nobody else is doing this. There was one time that he did 6 quads in one skate. Like, this is unheard of. He's the best skater in the world. He's going to win. He'll be first. There is, yes, another skater, which breaks my heart. I can't remember his name at this moment. He lost both of his parents in the plane crash over the Potomac last January. And while he was getting his scores, held up a photo of him as a child in his skates with his 2 parents, because his parents were in figure skating as well. And so they were on that plane and they both died. It was just, it's heartbreaking. But the young woman who won last night, her name is Amber Glenn. She's 26 years old. She is incredible. She's from Texas, Plano, Texas, I believe. Her father is a cop. And he worked year after year after year and worked all kinds of extra overtime and everything to be able to pay for her skating. And so she is this like middle class, working class kid in this rich kid sport. And 4 years ago, she couldn't even compete in the nationals to go to the Olympics because this was during COVID. In the early days, and she tested positive for COVID right before competition, and she wasn't able to go, and she missed the window for her to go to the Olympics. So it has been her dream. And so as a 26-year-old skater, she's a little bit older. I think there's actually a guy who's skating too, who's 31. That's old for skating. But this young woman, Amber Glenn, she won first place last night. The second place skater, Alyssa Liu, I believe her name is, she was a very intense skater as a kid. She got super burned out. She quit. She quit for like 3 years or something and then came back. And so she has like the best attitude. She's very like, if I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. And watching her is just, it's flawless. There's no stress. Anyways, Amber Glenn won. And I would love to just show her short program. Number one, because it's shorter. It's amazing and it's fun, and she won, and she's going to the Olympics. She's the number 1 skater in the United States. There's a very good chance she's going to win in Milan. And I just think it's fun. And I think we should, if you guys like this, stick around. If you don't, then you don't have to watch, but it's really great. And just, again, keep in mind that this young woman is a working class kid whose father was a cop. And it is honestly so amazing. Hold on, let me make this full screen. All right, we ready?
26-year-old from Texas who has won the last 2 national championships, trying to make the Olympic team. Here is Amber Glenn. What a journey it has been to this point. Perseverance, time and again. And her dad watching from the stands. Her moment in the women's short.
That triple axel will be first.
She would be the only woman to hit it in this event. So difficult, taking off on that forward edge. 3.5 revolutions. Ooh.
There it is.
That was a beauty. Two more jumping passes. Very difficult triple right here. One more jumping pass. Triple loop. Yes! Look at that technical score box, getting so close.
Major moment and a big step taken on the road to Milan for Amber Glenn.
Bravo.
This was everything, guys. I have goosebumps. This is incredible skating. It's blending what skating's all about. She is fearless. She's
It's just
throw at her.
Oh, it was like like flowers or something. I like threw it a little bit too hard. But I just wanted to show people that because I just, while all of this is going on, there are Americans doing great things.
Yeah.
And they're about to go represent this country in the Olympics. And that is going to be extremely complicated and it's going to be upsetting. And I wonder if we're going to get booed in some things. I don't know. Maybe we won't. But there are, young athletes who have been working their whole lives to do this, and their families have supported them. And I just think it's wonderful. And if you're around, I think it's today, maybe tomorrow, Ilya Milanin, the male skater, he's the best in the world. He's so good. He's so good. So, things to watch, things to care about.
You don't skate, right?
I'm sorry?
Do you skate?
I mean, not well, but like I can, yes.
So I used to be not a figure skater because I can't even do a cartwheel, but I played hockey when I was little. And
well,
yeah,
you're Russian. Yeah, that makes
I'm Russian. I basically learned how to walk. I didn't play hockey well either, but I skated pretty well back in the day. And I gotta say, watching that, it makes me almost like that. For people who skate, you'll know what I'm talking about. That rush of going fast skates and gliding on skates is just, it's so wonderful. And I'm so out of shape now that I really can't do it for long. But it's just a wonderful, it's exhilarating. I think it's like the definition of exhilarating to me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I used to go all the time and go skate on Friday and Saturday nights with my friends at the free skate. And like, they'd be playing the radio and stuff and you're just going in circles, but it was like the best. I loved it. I haven't been in so many years. I should go over to Chelsea Piers has a rink, right?
Chelsea Piers is a great rink. My son used to play hockey there.
Yeah.
And my husband can't skate, so we took him once, and we keep threatening to do it again. So come skating with us. That'll be so much fun.
I would love to. Roller skating, I'm not as good because I feel like I have less control, if that makes sense.
I used to be so when I lived in Boston, I went to college in Boston, I used to literally get around town on rollerblades.
Rollerblades, I'm better at. Roller skates are scary.
I don't really know roller skates, but I used to rollerblade. But Michelle and I keep threatening to do our New York City show, which as soon as the weather gets better, we will. There's this beautiful part of Central Park, right in the middle of Central Park, right by Sheep's Meadow, where they have a whole area dedicated to people roller dancing.
It's the best.
It's the best, you guys. Like these are like professional caliber people who
they're like they're dancing on roller skates, like the 4-wheel, like in a square or rectangle skates. And there's a DJ. It's incredible.
Great. So if you're ever in New York and the weather is nice, not now when it's
Yeah.
I'm sure if they're out now, but on a weekend especially, go to like enter the park around 72nd or 60, I would
Yeah.
say 68th, and then walk straight.
Yeah, it's around like kind of where the band shell is, right?
It's right
Like
by the band shell. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a little bit north of Sheep's Meadow and directly across from the band shell. There's an oblong pan. You can get some hot chocolate, which is what I do.
And your Tavern on the Green has Tavern to Go now, so you can get.
I know Tavern on the Green is a great place if you're a tourist. I don't. It's not
Yeah, no, I mean, but the Tavern to Go, you can get coffee and stuff.
Yeah, I get coffee,
It's
but also
kind of a desert in there to try to get
yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
unless you go to Oblong Pan in the park.
Yeah,
But it's great. It's great. And you watch these people rollerblading, and it's just so nice. And it makes me excited for the show that we're going to do, like Julie's and Michelle's New York. We're going to do that. Promise. As soon as the weather gets nice and when we launch, Michelle, we got to pull the trigger on the Americans, my friend, because
I know we're just going to do it. We're just going to do it. I can't wait anymore for everybody. But
yeah, we've just been teasing this for so long. So
yeah.
So we're gonna get the group together and we're gonna do it. And then I've given up. I'm like leaning back in my chair right now.
Listen, I've actually thought about getting a chair like that to do our, well, at least this show or some of the shows, and getting one of like the mics that come for, because it's just, I feel so formal being at my desk doing it. I'm like, I feel like I should be in a chair. Like
Pennsylvania, I don't have a desk, so this is the best.
Oh, well, it's actually like nicer. I like it. It's cozy. I don't know.
It's nice here. It's really cozy.
Yeah, Matthew, listen, guys. Yes, this is the goal.
Oh, we're gonna get Matthew Reese. I don't know how we're gonna get Matthew Reese, but we're gonna get Matthew Reese.
It's gonna happen. And also, if anybody, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I'm trying to get in touch with Bob Costas, because I would love Bob Costas to come on our podcast, because I really want to talk to him about sports and culture and politics and the crossover between the three, because he really is one of the only like legacy old school sports broadcasters who has come out swinging against Donald Trump. And I would just love to talk to him about what that has been like to speak out, and, you know, and what he thinks that means and how important he thinks it is for people in his industry to do that. And also he went to Syracuse, so we also love that about him. But yeah, if anybody knows Bob Costas.
I have a question for people in the chat before we go.
Yeah.
Do people still have their Christmas trees up?
Me, I do.
When do you take it down?
I don't know.
Because my husband is like, nope, holidays are over. It's got to come down. Meanwhile, can you see this?
It's beautiful. Why would you want to take that down? That's kind of how I feel. I'm like, it's so lovely. There's nothing better at night than turning off all the lights and just having the Christmas tree on.
That's what it is. And especially if you're coming up to this house from the road, and it's really dark here because we're kind of in the boonies, you just see the lights, and that's all you see, and it's so nice. So, but I think after Christmas, it's over. Like, you got to take it down. The holidays are over.
That's sad.
It's sad, but it's over. Like,
I mean, I get it. I mean, for us, it's like such a ordeal because we have to take ours down and carry it 3-4 blocks to our storage space, and we have to do it in parts because it's a 9-foot tree. It's a whole ordeal. So we have to really like plan a day to do it. So it's hard, but you know, sometimes Valentine's Day.
Okay. I mean, we're getting there.
Yeah. I mean, but other times, I mean, Joe said to me the other day, he's like, we got to take it down.
Yeah. My husband's all about like, we got to take it down.
Yeah, and I was like, but all right. Yeah. I was like, I've got Craig's birthday today. I was busy. I got a protest tomorrow. I don't have time. So
are you going to protest tomorrow? Is there a protest happening tomorrow?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I know there is, and I'm probably going to go.
Okay.
I just feel like I gotta, you know, we
gotta do something here.
I know. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm exhausted, but I'm like, I gotta go. Even if I just show up for a half hour with my flag, I'm probably bring this flag. This is my new protest flag.
Okay. I like it.
You know, this is where I encourage people to bring American flags, because they would love to paint a picture of a mob walking down the street who's anti-American. We're not anti-American. We are
pro-American.
We're pro-American. We are anti the Trump regime. That's the difference.
And we're anti-fascist, which again, they would love to paint that as Antifa, a completely invented
made
phenomenon.
up.
but
Boogeyman. It's
boogeyman.
boogeyman nonsense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are.
Kevin Cox, if you go wear the electric socks, Michelle, oh, I will. I'm going to a birthday party at my friend's apartment today, and I will be bringing them plus my spare batteries and slippers. So
How do these electric socks work? Like you plug them in and
I
you charge
can show
them?
you. I can show you. So, bear with me here. They're like, hold on. They're like tall socks, right? And then on the side, there's like a little pocket.
Oh.
And there's little wires, right? And they go down the side of your leg and then into the feet. So like this whole part here gets warm. And you unplug it like here, you unplug the battery, you plug it back in, and then you stick it in the little pocket. And then there's a button and you can decide what like level you want it at. Yeah, they're great.
I might need that now because I have
$40 or something. Yeah.
pretty good because I'm always cold.
I didn't even know these existed until I was like, I can't live like this anymore. It was so cold in my apartment. I was like, I'm gonna get a heated blanket. I gotta get this. And I was like, you know what? But the socks have really made life better. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right, everybody. I gotta get to work, my friends. So
Yeah, I mean, good luck. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. And great to see everybody today.
Mm-hmm.
We will see everybody again on Monday at 8 a.m.
Yep. And things to look out for. We are going to interview Chris Swanson next week. He's running for governor of Michigan. He's law enforcement. You go find him on social. He's been talking a lot about what's been going on in Minneapolis. Like really great guy, Democrat, obviously, and it's refreshing to hear from law enforcement talk about things in the way that he does. So he's going to come on next week, hopefully on Monday, and we'll have out a podcast, Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest. So just watch out for that too. But otherwise, we'll be back Monday at 8 a.m.
We might have some special guest stars this week joining us in the morning show.
Yes.
And other than that, I think, and then we're definitely doing the Americans because we've been teasing.
Yeah, we got it. Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. And I'm supposed to be in MS on Monday. If we don't cancel on not Katie.
Oh yeah, what happened? You're supposed to do Abby Phillips next week, right?
I'm supposed to do Abby Phillips on Monday. Abby Phillips show on Monday night. We'll see if Scott Jennings intervenes to get me bumped. And that's that. All right, everybody. It was great to see all of you, and we'll see you Monday. Bye.
All right, everybody. Bye.